So let's go over how to create a project in Eclipse and then find our .java file so we can turn that in for our homework. So I'll go ahead and I'll start Eclipse. It'll ask me to run, so I'll hit run. And then it'll bring up an important window which asks me where I'd like to put my workspace. Okay, you can browse to a place on your computer. I'm going to keep my workspace in my Documents folder, and I'm going to make a folder called CPSE06. I'll go ahead and hit OK. Now that's where my workspace is going to be, so that's where it's going to put all of my files when it creates them for my project. So after I start Eclipse, remember that I'll choose the Workbench option. It'll take me to my workbench. And I'll go ahead and make a new. I right click over in the Package Explorer and choose New Java Project. Now at this point in time it doesn't matter what you name your project. So I'll go ahead and name it that. Notice that it set up some files for me and created a source folder for me. I'll right click on that source folder and say New. And now I'm going to create a class file. Now here's where it is important what I name it. I need to name it with a capital letter, and I need to name it the same name as I name my class. Okay, so I'm going to name it Hello World. And I'll click Finish. It opens up my class file inside of my window here. I can go ahead and I can hit the X on some of these so that I don't have to look at them. Okay. So here's where I'm going to write my code. So let's write a sample main file here. Hopefully we are starting to memorize this one. So public static void main string args. And I'll do a system.out.println. And I'll just print hello world. Okay. Now when I run this, okay, it goes ahead and it shows me that my class is working. Now where is that .java file? That's what's important, because this is what I want to turn in as my homework. My hello world.java, or whatever homework we're on, .java. Okay, so that's where I got to remember where my workspace is. So I'll go over to my documents. Remember where I put my workspace. I made a CPSE06 folder. Here is my project file. Inside of my project file, there's some other files that it created. So here in my SRC folder, my source folder, is my hello world.java. This is the file I want to turn into Blackboard. Okay, the .java, the code file. You can see I can open this with any kind of text editor, even with Notepad. And I could see that it did indeed write my text of my code to that file. The reason that it's color-coded in Eclipse is Eclipse color codes it for me. Okay, so that's where you're going to find that file that you want to turn in. You can look inside of your bin folder, and hopefully we all remember what this is, the .class file. That's your Java bytecode. Okay, so you don't need to turn this into me. I don't want the Java bytecode. Okay. Oh well. So you'll just need to turn in your source folder, your .java file. Alright. Hopefully that helps. Remember to turn in your homework.